Today's edition of Mike Mayo's Lunchbox is brought to you by Gulfstream Park.
Hold the Mayo. It's time for Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. Find out what's being served with Mike, Defo and Lubie, the only show that covers food, sports, and the proper maintenance of your car. And now, a man who had the distinction of having an entire health clinic named in his honor, Mike Mayo.
I want the frim sauce with the awesome fave with shafafa on.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another live edition of Mike Mayo's Lunchbox from our Friday fun place, 10 Palms at Gulfstream Park. And look who we have with us today. Special guest host, co-host, Nikki Mohan.
Hello.
From Visit Lauderdale.
So happy to be with you guys.
It is great to see you
She's
again.
a good luck charm. I tell you what.
Well, I was walking in and I heard everybody screaming. It's an exciting day here at 10 Palms.
I
The
told
races
you,
are going. The
needed the
drinks
four
are
for my
flowing.
lungs in Maryland, and there he is. Nikki Mohan sits down.
Was that your
Boom.
pick?
Of course.
Oh,
She's
well,
a good luck
okay,
charm.
So
We
he's
can't
paying
lose.
for my valet.
Not only is she a good
No,
luck charm,
it's all Mayo. Yeah,
she's also one of us. And by that, I mean,
A degenerate.
Uh,
You didn't
somewhat
know
did
that, though.
it's
I
hard
do
to,
like the ponies.
It's an island thing.
Well, I'm from Trinidad and Tobago, and
Yeah.
I grew up right around the Savannah, which is where all our horse racing happens. And when I would jog in the morning, I was just like, I'd see the ponies, and I'd be like, oh, wow. And eventually I started betting on them by the time I was 10.
So, and that reminds me of
Didn't she wear out your app last time when you first
Oh, yeah, the
introduced
app.
her? Yes,
I love that app.
Yeah.
she's like me and you combined, because not only are you coast to coast, I hit the all button with frequency, and she was like, give me the 5 and the all. And the
Oh,
Yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
We
I'm
had a
all
good
in
time.
I'm all in or not at all.
We were here at
That's why I haven't been here all year.
Exactly.
but we were here for Kentucky Derby last year, I think, with 2023, and we hit. We all hit, and we were giddy. So you are a good luck charm.
Thank you,
It's
Lizzie.
always a pleasure to see
I
you,
know
Nikki.
we did really well. I mean, you had to bet on Good Friday, on
Yes.
Easter. It was Easter Sunday was the name of the horse, and it was Good Friday.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
You gotta
And
like
we-
those hunch plays.
Yeah,
It was
and
like
you got to bet on him.
Silent Night won on Christmas Eve at
Correct.
Calder Race
Oh,
Course many
that's
years
fine.
ago.
Correct. That's divine
Everybody cashed in.
intervention.
20-1 shot, but down to 2-1 wins for fun.
Hello.
You gotta love that.
That's what
Got
I'm
all
talking
kinds of great.
Oh,
races.
I mean, speaking of the Derby, though,
Yep.
big happenings yesterday. You watch this at Santa Anita
Yeah.
yesterday?
So I was going to get
a
into that.
Stronach track.
We've got a lot of good racing action going on this weekend here, tomorrow stakes action, because they're getting ready for the Pegasus World Cup at the end of January. I believe it's Saturday, January 25th. So we've got some superstars that are getting ready and running their kind of prep races. Tomorrow, White Arbario is going in the feature here. He's 3 to 5 morning line in a 12-horse field. We're not going to use that as the contest race because everybody's going to pick White Arbario.
So one of you loses. That
I
makes
went
it
with
wide open.
I went with a slightly trickier one. But yesterday, as
Have
you
you
mentioned,
noticed as people get older, though, you're a degenerate gambler, so you understand these lingo, but that the older you get, the more inclined you are to bet the chalk or the favorites. Because you look and you're too lazy to look
you-
any deeper. And
you
you're
get
like,
more
oh,
Well,
conservative.
you're also on a fixed income.
yes,
Yes, you have to win.
You get
I mean,
a little
I'm
more
just saying.
conservative.
maybe some fix a dent also.
To see you. Happy New Year, Merry Christmas. So, but yeah, yesterday at the Santa Anita opening day, I believe it was, it's
Yeah.
Mystic Dan, the Kentucky
Ran into
Derby
Malibu,
winner.
a classic race. It really is. I
And
used to
I
cover
understand
those.
he was up the track, or what happened?
Ended up last, 7 furlong sprint. Old adage, never. This could be true of a lot of things, but a friend of mine, the great Bobby Altamari, told me a long time ago, never bet a horse to do something that he's never done before. Okay, never. I mean, if a horse has never run a mile in a 16th, don't bet him to win that day. And so I think Mystic Dan was running for the first time at 7 furlongs,
Yes, he
and
was.
then also was on like a 6-month layoff. Last race was at Saratoga in the Belmont, and so I mean, they knocked him down as you might with a horse that had a history of won the Kentucky Derby for God's sake last year, and ended up nowhere, man, like dead last.
And they said that, I'm sorry, Nikki.
Go ahead.
We have all this horse talk, but a friend of mine is the assistant trainer for the Kenny McPeak barn, and that's the horse.
Oh, so you had inside info on this?
McPeak
won the
is the
Derby, right?
trainer that won the Kentucky Oaks and the Kentucky Derby on back-to-back days last year, while Nick, my friend, was in the hospital with a serious heart condition. McPeak treated him like a great human. I mean, basically took care of his health care when he was sidelined. He came back to the barn, and he was like one of the people that was handling Torpedo Anna, who won a Breeders' Cup race, a super horse, marvelous filly. Now, Mystic Dan been a little bit more inconsistent. Was hoping to come here for the Pegasus next month if he ran well yesterday. He runs up the track. I don't know what's going to happen.
What it means.
to him.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that means. But it was interesting because Santa Anita, I used to love it. What opens the day after Christmas? Santa Anita.
That's right.
And I was always there. I mean, for that day, and it was nice to see because people have been putting the obituary on the game for a long, long time, and you know there are a lot of different reasons out there, and rationales, animals, and this and that. But whatever it is, you know, we're big fans, have been for a long time. So it's hard to get that out of your blood and not root for the game. And it was nice to see yesterday because they really had a spectacular day out at Santa Anita yesterday. It was fantastic.
And we were having a fantastic day here at Gulfstream Park. A little bit overcast, but it's pleasant, a little breezy.
It's a beautiful day, actually.
I love it.
Beautiful day. It really is.
I agree.
Nikki, what's been going on in your world? We haven't seen you in a while, and you know we're obviously coming up to the Visit Lauderdale Food and Wine Festival, and we've been doing a lot of work and promoting that. Some of the great chefs around town, the talent.
And it's really been growing.
Of course,
Yes.
You know, it's really been growing. Has the grand tasting sold out yet?
Almost. The VIP part has sold out of the grand tasting. They're getting close. I spoke with Phil
and there's a lot
earlier
of
this
dinners. What I like about the VL Food and Wine Festival is that every year it grows.
Yep.
And it grows in good
Kind of
ways,
like my
right?
waistline. It's growing.
But
But don't you like the shirt his daughter brought for him?
So yes, a
He looks a
couple
lot
of
better,
things
I
on
mean,
the personal
yeah,
front, and
yeah.
we're going to get back to what's going on, you know, with you and Visit Lauderdale and all the great winter
it's been too
season
long.
coming off the big boat parade. But yeah, this is now. I said, why wait for New Year's or why wait until after the Visit Lauderdale Food and Wine Festival for me to kind of get on the right track?
Wait a minute.
So
Start
the reset,
Uh-huh.
as my daughter calls it, or
your
you know,
daughter
the
calls it.
cleansing, the reset begins today, Nick.
Today.
Today?
Today.
Well,
So
wait,
you're
wait,
having
look at
coffee
you guys.
and
What
water.
is
My
this?
sparkling water. I've got
Of
my
course.
black coffee.
Because
I'm
he
going to have a
invited
Greek
me.
salad
This is
on
gonna
the
be
way.
boring.
You're
And he said he was
expecting-
picking up the tab.
You're
Yeah,
expecting
obviously.
Christine
And
Lee's
of course.
afterwards, you know, for you know, a couple of ribs and some chicken wings and that.
Well, ribs are
Well,
keto.
I
Yeah.
just figured, you know, why delay and put off till tomorrow? What can be done today? And I just
Yeah.
figure
This
you
is
know,
quite an epiphany for this gentleman. I have
New
to say.
Year's. Well,
When was the last time you saw him? Or was that like the
I
pizza
saw him.
spot?
We
He was
ran
eating
into
like
each
a whole
other.
pizza.
We ran into each other. I was doing 2 Mile Tuesdays, and I think he was walking.
that's right. I
Yeah.
was
What?
doing. No, you were coming
Where were I
from your
going?
daughter's
I was going to a show.
performance.
I was going to a show.
and I was sweaty and
Yeah, I
in
was
my
going to a
shorts.
show.
So
the
you
Brad
caught him on
Center.
one of the 2 days he walked this year?
Yes, I did.
Well, lucky
I
for
did.
you,
I
Nick.
did.
I
I
had
did.
her fooled.
I
And
did.
he's like,
Oh,
oh, yeah, I do
man.
this every day.
Listen, you know, the older you get, there's no such thing as New Year's resolutions. It's
No.
called I'm thankful I'm here for another
Yeah,
year.
yeah, you're
That's what it's
amazed.
called. So you
Yes.
gotta whenever you can do it, you gotta do it.
I just want
You
to
gotta move.
celebrate another day of living. I think that's the motto at this
Right.
point. And,
Every day is New Year's for us.
Yes.
Every day.
And
True.
but it is actually going to be New Year's next week, and all kinds of things going
It's
on.
weird because it's in the middle
Although
of the
I'm
week.
a little worried I'm going to look like this guy behind us here in a couple of years. No, well, you can't really tell from this angle. But
Great.
Oh my goodness, you're terrible.
Thank
They're
you
gonna
very
kick you out of the restaurant.
So we've got our food here at 10 pounds.
oh, look out,
dropping
man!
in
What did
like
you do again
bombs.
with this?
Yeah,
Well,
the
I've
last
got
time
the
I was
Greek
here, I was
salad.
really impressed.
I'm glad
with
you
the
ordered
menu.
the extra feta
Of
cheese
course,
for me.
Lubie
Thank you
is
very
killing
much.
me
Yeah,
in
yeah.
like ordering every carb and pasta dish known to man.
Well, just
And
because you're here
a
doesn't mean we
Reuben.
don't take care of our guests.
Well,
Nikki Mohan was coming. I know she
some
enjoys
people
He
like,
knows I
you
like
know,
to
dabbling
eat.
in good food.
Doesn't
some
like
people
to
eat modestly.
Whatever he doesn't
Yes.
want, I'm gonna take.
We
home
need
with
a nice
Oh, that
table
looks great.
for
man. Look at that.
All right.
Nikki so that she's
Ah.
The
satisfied.
fish and
She's
the
coming out
broccoli
here. We got to
near
take
me.
care of her.
That is
It's
beautiful.
all good. You want to tell us what we ordered
Smells
today?
great. Smells
So
great.
this
Lubie?
is the Branzino. Whenever they have Branzino, we're a big fan of Branzino. So Branzino, broccolini, roasted
Branzino,
potatoes,
wow.
rigatoni alla vodka with blackened shrimp
That's great.
on top.
Yeah.
They make a nice Reuben. It feels like a throw-in, but they really make a nice
We'll be
Reuben.
all in on that.
And instead of the French fries, we went with truffle mac and cheese.
I like the
Oh.
marble rye
To
on
really
the Reuben. The
stick it to
marble
you before
rye.
New
Lubie
Year's.
knows how to order. He knows how to
Marble
order.
Did
rye
you
is
hear
nice
that? I mean,
touch.
he
And
could have been.
here,
What an
according
special
to
today,
Better.
Lubie. I mean, oh, thank you, man.
Defo in his rider, he now gets one of my 2 feta chunks.
I got a
every
racing
week.
form for today and
Wow.
tomorrow, and
You're
feta
my man.
cheese.
Thank
He
you.
gets forms and feta.
You get paid
Nikki
parking.
gets some parking and
You got a voucher?
a
And a
gambling
voucher. Oh,
voucher.
good.
Got her a
Oh,
voucher.
nice.
Look at
Got a
that.
voucher.
No Trini girl should have to come to the track without at least getting a little bit of
head
start.
action going.
Yeah, head
Hey, you
start.
know what reminds me of is another island person, talented chef Raheem Sealy.
Yeah.
from J&C Oyster, and now he's back also working as like
Q,
executive chef of all the Q restaurants around the world, and they have
Wow.
like Mexico City, New York here, and he's also still involved at J&C Oyster in Hollywood.
Is he doing
It's-
VL Wine and Food? Food and wine?
He's doing, I'm not sure. His schedule is so crazy, but what I brought him up is because what we learned when we talked to him and went down there, he's from St. Croix, I believe, originally, one of the Virgin Islands.
Yep.
And
Joe Biden's there now.
he's huge into horses. And he said that if it wasn't for
He
being
doesn't
a
even
chef,
gamble. He doesn't gamble.
if he
just likes
if he
horses.
wasn't a chef, he would be a thoroughbred horse trainer.
Trainer.
And I've bumped into him a couple of times here in the last couple of months. And lo and behold, he was out here with another trainer, and they claimed a horse named Battle of Dover about 4 weeks ago. And then Battle of Dover ran last week. So Raheem was out here cheering on his horse.
That's great. Oh,
And
really?
I bet him at 20-1. I thought he was alive. I liked his breeding on the turf. He ran his eyeballs out and then quit in the last 70 yards. So I had everything. If he finished on the board, I would have cashed for handsomely. Instead, of course, he gets swallowed up in the last 70 yards and finished fourth. But congrats to Raheem. We want him to do well in the game. And I guess it just runs in the island blood there. People love the horses.
We grow up around it. It's a British sport where a lot of us are raised on British colonies, and we like
Yeah,
the ponies.
The Queen was into
Yeah,
the
a lot of.
ponies.
I was surprised that when I covered the Breeders' Cup here one year, there were so many of the grooms that were Trinidadian and West
Oh,
Indian,
yeah, it's big.
and they were giving me tips. Just it's
What's the
way
name
after
of the
the
racetrack
fact.
there?
I did well.
What's the name of the racetrack?
Well,
Trinidad?
in Trinidad, they race at the Queens Park Savannah,
Queen. Okay.
and they
Cool.
also, I believe, they race in South as well. But I grew up around the Savannah.
Yeah, it's all good. So you're already going in for the shrimp and the rigatoni. And
He
we're
doesn't
talking
waste
about
time. That's
New
as far
Year's.
as he's gonna-
What's going on New Year's in town?
So here they're actually, and we're going to talk with Joe Beja, Executive Director of Hospitality. He's going to be joining us at the bottom of the hour, but they're having for the first time a buffet spread along with live band and a DJ, music all night from 8 until a little past midnight right here at 10 Palms next Tuesday. And it is weird having it in the middle of the week, but they are going to be racing on Wednesday here at 10 Palms. They're off Monday and Tuesday, no live racing here. But on Tuesday night for New Year's Eve, they figure why not? And it's a spectacular deal, $99 per person.
That's not bad.
And
I
that's
kind of like the whole idea of this coming out on New Year's Eve here.
$99
Yeah,
per person is
99
for the
bucks.
meal. Are
Yeah.
drinks included?
it's a unlimited buffet that's going to be open from 8 p.m. on. They're going to have an enhanced buffet, all kinds of great seafood and shrimp and all kinds of other things. I think he even said maybe like queen crab legs, but I'm not sure.
Oh, wow.
Carvery with some prime rib, all the great salads and stuff. And then they're going to have sparkling beverage toast close to midnight, sparkling wine, and live music, dancing. And even when the band takes a break, they're going to have a DJ spinning music. So the dancing will be
The party
continuous.
keeps going.
The party keeps
The
going,
party
which we
keeps going.
like. So they're doing a first-class job here. And again, a lot of places down, we don't want to mention that other county, but
Correct.
even some of the
We're right on the border. Some people think this is in the other county.
yes, I know
Many people do.
Yes.
It is not.
it's not. It is.
This is Broward.
This is Broward County. This is the 954 baby.
Yes.
And-
Right, and it is also near the Brightline stop.
Yes,
So if you don't want to
yes.
be on the road, you can take the Brightline
Right, and then
Yeah,
go
it's
right
great.
to downtown
to
Fort
Aventura
Lauderdale
Station and
hit all the spots down there. But a lot of restaurants they do, if they
where are you
offer
going to be on New Year's
entertainment,
Eve?
right at my own new homestead with Val, just eating some stone crabs. Actually, her tradition is king crab legs, so
Ooh.
we're going to get a mix of both. Bottle of bubbly and just kind of take it easy.
Well, I'm
I'm
going
an
to make
old
some
person.
black eyed peas
Yeah.
for good luck. Black eyed peas and greens. That's how we do it.
That's how
That's
you
how that-
roll.
Yeah.
I love, my mom, rest in peace, but her health aides were both Haitian.
Yep.
And January 1st, as you well know, Haitian
Soup jumeau?
Independence Day, and they would always make and bring me and my brother the soup jumeau,
Soup Jumu.
which, as
There's
you
actually a Soup Jumu party here in Allendale as well.
is
Is
there?
that Jamu
Yeah.
or Jamook? Because
Jamook.
Jamook is an
Jamook.
Italian
No,
thing.
no. Jumu.
It's like,
Jamook.
what about Joey, man? Nice, it's Jamook.
Make me drop my penny.
No, that was good.
A
I like the way you
jumeau,
recovered though, Nicky.
as we know, it's one of the foods that's been designated basically like a cultural historical landmark by the United Nations. It represents
He's loaded with facts.
freedom.
This guy, he's
It
unbelievable.
represents Haitian
dish itself,
Independence
yeah,
Day. Haitian Independence Day is January 1st. That's when they were basically
Well, Gene
liberated from
explained
the
it to us.
French.
It literally, it was a point of freedom for them because they were not allowed to make it at all until they got free. So they embrace it, and it's literally a symbol of their freedom. That dish, which is actually really cool.
Now let's see your food knowledge.
Y'all are so woke. Y'all are about to be chased out of the state.
Yes,
He just
and
met us.
But I think that's the blessing of living in South
you
Florida.
become culturally aware.
Is
darn it,
that
we
is that
know
we
things.
live among each other. We all bond on the things that unify
Yes.
Is this
us,
wrong?
which is food, fellowship, and
Yeah.
a good time.
And is it
Yes.
wrong that I know more about Haitian Independence Day and Soup Jumu than Kwanzaa? But
Kwanzaa started in California, but
It
there
did.
are communities that celebrate all over the United States, and it's a relatively new holiday.
Yes.
But
It sounds like a
celebrates-
good thing, though. It really does.
It's
Yeah.
principles. It's
Yeah.
not about presents. It's
Right.
about principles, and it's
Nice.
always good to revisit those principles. And I think you have that in every culture. So whether you do it in Judaism or
if it's grounded
African-American
in
culture.
unity and
Yeah.
joy and positivity, then I'm all for it. I was
Yeah,
doing
absolutely.
some actually background research on
There
it
you go.
yesterday, and I was a little and I guess holidays can be created and then change. But I guess it was founded by a gentleman who was like an activist
in
and
Southern
s-
California.
in Southern California. But I also read, and again, I'm not watching Fox News, but I was reading on Wikipedia, which sometimes is accurate. But it said it was founded by a black separatist, one of those who was involved with like kind of the Black Panther
It's
groups
possible.
and things
Yeah.
like that.
Well, there are a lot of people that believe that that when communities work together, stay together, it's better overall.
Yeah.
That's what I
for,
try to.
Yes.
That's
Sure.
what I live
I mean,
by. I don't know
yeah.
about the next guy coming into the White House, but we don't even need to get
You
into
know,
all this
But
political
yeah,
talk.
but I think that positivity celebrated.
Unity, tradition,
That's right.
and it's a celebration also of
fabulosity
African American
celebrated.
tradition.
Yeah, and all these communities we can all learn from it. I
Getting
grew up
back to Soup Jumu,
Soup Jumu.
do you know what's in it?
No, I do not.
Okay, I can tell you. It's a pumpkin squash that's a base.
Uh-huh.
And some people make it pure vegetarian style, and they have all kinds of, cut up like cabbage or, greens. Some people, there's a lot of noodles and pasta and potatoes also. And then some people do the meat style where they drop in either kind of oxtail on the bone. And I think it's delicious. I love it. I've
I
had
think
all
it is.
kinds of versions because of, again, my mom's health aides. Each aide made their own version of Soup Jumu, and I never would say which one I like better because
course
that would
not.
No,
be
you can't do
suicidal.
that.
You can't
no,
do
no
that.
way.
Good food is good food.
And,
Exactly.
Cannot be compared.
and that reminds me, I got to send out the bat signal to both of them, to Geralda and Rosemary,
Exactly.
and
What's
say,
your portion from yours?
on January 1st is coming. Even
Drop
though
your
mom
soup
is
off.
gone, can I still get soup?
Exactly.
No soup for you.
No soup.
Yeah,
for
In
me.
the famous words of
Go
Seinfeld.
That's it. All right. So meanwhile, what's your New Year's plans? You said you're going to be just making black-eyed peas at home?
Right now, I just I may actually just go to church at 9:00.
Church?
I'll make growing up in the Caribbean, we went to church at we were super Catholic. My grandparents did not allow us to go anywhere until we went to church at midnight.
At midnight.
Wow.
Yeah,
Midnight.
and then we went. Trinities go hard. I don't know if you know any Trinities,
I'm aware.
but I think you're married. Were you married to Dominican?
my wife's Dominican. My ex was Jamaican and Bayesian.
Yeah. No, but their Trinities are a whole other breed.
And
But
I've been
we're-
in South Florida
we're
my whole life,
closer-
so the
we're
Trinis are
closer-
fun.
We're closer to the Dominicans than we are to most of those other cultures because we go hard.
You let it loose, yes.
Yeah, and when we go to church as good Catholics,
To get it
Party
going.
hard,
Beg for
play hard,
forgiveness.
And then go
pray
party.
hard.
and then go out again and go for it,
Bet
110%. But yeah, you bring in the new year with your family, and then you go out and you go party.
Hey, you know
Nice.
who's at the track now, and it might be gonna not join us on the air, but just come up to say hi because they were having a day at the races. Somebody that you used to work with,
Julie?
cameraman.
Oh, really?
Humming.
Don't ever get it wrong.
I'm sorry,
Oh, no.
John. John
It'll be worse
Oliver.
when she gets
You
it
Oh,
wrong.
John Oliver's based here?
Well, no,
He
he
works
lives
there?
in Fort Lauderdale with his wife Lori, who
Yeah,
I've
no,
known
they're
forever.
great people. They're great
And
people.
they have their own digital
They have their own
production
company. They've
company.
had for many years.
But they're just having a day at the track at the races.
oh,
They
so
were
they're
going to
just
have
hanging out today.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
I
tell
told
them, come on up.
she just texted me that she's going to Christine Lee's. What should she get? And
Uh-huh.
and
Told
I
her
said
the ribs.
I said the ribs, of course.
Right.
And then don't sleep on the wings either, right, Defo?
No,
We love
They know
those
what they're
wings.
doing. They know what they're doing.
But I used to work with Lori back at the Sun Sentinel a million years ago. She
And
worked,
John worked at Channel 10.
yeah, and but now anyway, it's always good to have people come out to the track. It's
Yes.
that time of year where you come out and you see families
Great
and
crowds.
kids all
Yeah.
around the paddock. It's not just us degenerates, Defo.
Well, it's true. Listen, even today I was trying to get my daughter out of the house because she's like, just vegging.
To the team, yeah.
Yeah, teenager. And like everybody says, how does it feel being an empty nester next year? I said, I already feel like an empty nester. I
Oh,
never
really?
see
She
her.
does her own thing.
She's always in the room. Yeah.
Oh, just hangs out.
And only if something's cool enough does she come along. So, but no, it's part of it. I wasn't a great teenager. She's way better than I was.
That I wasn't a great teenager.
I was not a great
Is she
teenager.
on the college hunt yet? Or
Oh yeah,
What's that?
she's probably going to make a decision around March.
you were
and
telling me she's
what-
getting
whatever.
offers like she's a basketball player with the NIL getting.
She's
Oh,
like,
she's a very talented
what?
young lady.
You know what? I have to say I'm very proud of her, and she's really invested in her future.
Nice.
I am one of these parents that fully believes that you have to allow your children to determine their own path and be excited
all
about
right,
it.
here's the dreaded hypothetical, Nikki.
But
If she gets a chance and gets accepted to a, let's say, top flight Ivy League school, Duke, but doesn't get much in the way of cha-ching, but
Yeah.
then maybe gets a full ride and then some to pay for her expenses and
Oh, a
room and
state school.
board at a state school. What do you, as the parent, say?
I say you understand that you've done the numbers and you have to whatever decision you make, I will
You're behind.
assist how I can.
Nice.
I have given her a number that I will assist, and the rest is on you.
Nice.
I mean, I am not really and truly. I am not. I mean, trust, unbelieve. I'm
You're
passive
a
aggressive.
really good supportive
Well,
parent.
I
Whereas
had a-
me, I said, hell no, you're going to the state school. When it comes to graduate school, talk to me. We'll see where we're at.
Well, I had a full ride to Syracuse University.
Oh,
Truth be told,
did you guys know that? You shared an alma mater?
I had
Did not know that.
no, I did not go.
Oh.
She
Oh.
didn't go to
So
choose.
I went to visit
She
in
was in DC,
October.
right? Did you go in
Did
DC?
No, I went to visit the school. I was come up from Trinidad. I was living in New York. I went to Nassau Community College for a year while I did my SAT and all that American
That's
stuff you got to do.
Wow.
I went there
Right
for
by
a
the
year,
old homestead.
and I went to visit Syracuse in October.
Ah.
And I was like, it is way too cold.
And that was October.
It was freezing. yeah.
Right.
That's good.
And I was like, this Trinidadian will die.
Yeah.
So I kept, I
Even
kept
a New
going.
Yorker could die there.
I know.
Yeah.
I kept going through the process. And then when I returned, I remember when it was time for me to make a decision, the acceptance letter came from University of Maryland. And I jumped
right.
on a
Great
remember,
start.
remember
Nice.
the shuttle? And then you took the air, I think when was it Eastern Airline shuttle? I
The
can't remember
Eastern had a shuttle. Trump had a shuttle at one
Eastern-
point that I rode a couple of times.
Oh wow. Wow.
Those were
But
the
I jumped
days.
on the
Different days.
shuttle down to DC and I was in love. The minute I landed in DC, I saw the monuments,
Yeah.
I saw journalism,
Yep.
I saw Woodward and Bernstein on the tarmac.
Saw
I was just
political
ready to go. And I
action.
went to University of Maryland. All my friends went to Howard University. I partied at Howard.
Yeah.
People thought I graduated from Howard, but no,
Georgetown.
I just partied at Howard. I graduated from University of Maryland. And I worked in DC starting from my junior year at Face the Nation, CBS Newsweek.
Oh,
My-
wow.
my-
She
I
started
used-
with Bob Schieffer?
I used to
started
manage.
with
Yes,
Bob
I
Schieffer?
started
Wow.
with Bob Schieffer. I used to
He was
manage
a
the
really
green
hardcore
room.
Republican.
I used to
wasn't he?
manage the green
Yes,
room
we
most
loved him.
He was a
mornings.
news person, though.
And my first guest was George H.W. Bush.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Uh-huh.
All
Wow, good
right.
for
And-
he was a
you know,
gentleman.
He was
And he used
very
to
nice.
hang
He was a
out
very
at
nice man.
He was a good
Walker
man.
88 all the
Yeah,
time
he
down
walked-
in
he
the Keys. They
walked
would
in.
fish.
And he wanted to know all about me. He wanted to know
Oh,
all about
wow.
school. He wanted to know what I thought of the topic of the day. Thank goodness I read the research that I had photocopied for everybody as the intern. And I was like, wow, how did I go from college student to sitting across from the
The
president of the
president.
United
And
States?
That's
he was
amazing.
the actual president at the time.
Yes,
he was
he
the
was the
sitting
actual-
president.
He was the sitting
Because I've
president.
met
This was
only
1991.
only one president, but it was after he was in office, and that
Yeah.
would be
You only
Jimmy
met one
Carter.
president?
Yeah.
Your career sucked. I met all of them.
But I witnessed 2 executions.
Oh, yeah.
Jesus, Mayo.
Florida. Florida.
Yeah, exactly.
But
Defo, did you ever meet any presidents, or except for maybe not including presidents of the boxing federations? I guess.
Jose Suleiman? No, I was. And I'm glad you mentioned that because I was just talking to a dear friend of mine, and it's interesting being in this business. I don't know, you remember like original stories that you covered that meant a lot to you,
yeah.
Mhm.
and then you get to know the people, and then like in my case, 50 years later, I'm getting a call from this guy. Had really like the greatest sports story I ever got involved in, and yeah, he was a boxer and he had like a terrific story. It was unreal. But no, never any presidents outside of the president of the World Boxing Council. That would be
Yeah.
the highest I ever went.
Yeah, but I worked at 10 television stations in 5 cities. And, I always tell people the best stories I ever covered were regular people.
Mhm.
I just think
Some sports stories
so
have so much drama to them that
layers.
you can't even imagine.
I know
mean,
the layers.
and then
were
how they
sh-
impact all of the people that were involved. It's like the 30 for 30s that you see on ESPN, and
Yeah.
when they do a really good one, you're like, wow, look at that, man.
Yeah.
Who would
And
have
as
thought
you- and
all
as-
of that went into that? You
Yep.
know,
And as
Yeah.
you know, every story in the entire world has a South Florida connection.
Pretty much.
Has a South Florida connection.
There's a South Florida connection in this
To
one.
Either
everyone.
directly or their parents live here. That's,
100%.
that's one of
Yeah,
the things.
yeah, yeah. So
hey, we
what-
got to take our first break. Is that okay, Nikki?
You
And
can
then
go
we'll-
on for. Is it today a 2-hour show? Because
we
three
could.
of
as long
us.
as you
We
wanna
could go
do.
overtime. I
Social
do want
media
to make
doesn't
it
cut
to
you
a
off. Huh?
poker
I'm gonna do
tournament
whatever
at
I want.
Hard Rock at 4 p.m. That I'm
Is that the
gonna-
$1 million
What's
jump?
at Hard Rock at 4:00?
It's they call it a bounty tournament. So for every player
Poker?
you knock out,
Yeah.
no
the-
limit poker tournament.
Only poker I've
They're
ever
having
played
a-
was that tournament we played in,
Oh, right,
Yeah, but
the
didn't
one
you
that I
play
did
well?
up at
and I
Coconut
lasted
Creek.
it for 3 hours.
Yeah, you outlasted
you did
Mayo.
well.
I outlasted
You
Chef
outlasted
Josie.
my buddy Willie, who
I
like
out-
had just
I
cashed
outlasted
for
Chef
$200,000
Josie.
Like a pro. Yeah,
up
she
in
was a pro.
Tampa.
and I
and-
taught myself on YouTube on the way there.
There you go. Well, you're a bright woman.
Everybody
All
else
right.
was all in at 9:30. You're
Exactly.
like still playing at
I'm
3
still
in the morning.
playing, yeah.
it was great.
Hey, before we take the first break and welcome Joe Beja to the show,
Where's Joe B, man?
He'll
he's
be coming
coming,
here
but
shortly.
All right.
we've got to talk a little bit more about the Visit Lauderdale Food and Wine Festival. It is coming up January 13th
Will you be
through
present,
19th.
Nikki, at a lot of these events? Are you
I
gonna
go to
be-
a few of them. I
Okay,
mean,
all right.
I go to a few of them. We have someone. I'm not the only one at Visit Lauderdale. There's 50.
But all the
of us.
Channel 10 fans,
So-
I mean, we used to love you on the weekends. It's never been
She
the
gets-
same.
oh,
It's
you get
never been the
stopped all
same.
the time. People
Very
recognize
talented people there. Never been the same.
I
have to say that.
appreciate
Yeah,
you.
no, it's
I
true.
appreciate
Yeah,
you. I appreciate you.
So VLFoodWine.com is the website. There are the big signature events where those 5 events, if you use the promo code Lunchbox, you'll get an extra 15% off the already low ticket prices. So, Nikki, tell all your friends and tell people at Visit Lauderdale if they're going to buy some tickets to either the Wednesday cocktail competition, the Thursday Asian theme walk and roll, the
walk
Friday.
and roll. I'm going back to.
We're
gonna
going to
do a
be
show.
doing a
We're doing
live
a show there.
broadcast
I can
there,
walk
so
to-
you
I
can
can
come
walk
on
to
and
that
join
one.
You have
us
to join us again.
for
That
a
was fun.
5-minute hit. It's a rotating cast
Hopefully, it
of
doesn't rain
characters.
as much as it did
No,
last
last
year.
year it's going to be much better.
We'll have
this
good
year.
It
weather
was
this year.
still fun though.
It's a blast.
So the
It's
Thursday
One
walk
in
and roll,
20 years it rains.
Yeah,
Friday
always.
night barbecue battle. Did you hear they're moving it to a location where like live fire smoking will be allowed
Where's
and
that?
all the entrants will be there all day doing their, smoking their briskets and all that. It's going to be at that Los Olas
The park.
on the Intracoastal,
Loop,
not
the
the
loop.
one, the
Oh
loop,
no, the one across from the loop.
the one
The
that's
one,
it's
the one
on the
from my elbow
Intracoastal
room.
in
The
Los
one
Olas.
across from that one.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
great.
It's near the parking
On the
garage,
same-
I think,
right.
on
Yeah,
the
yeah,
south
yeah.
side of the bridge. But
Yep.
that's going to be great because it's going to allow for a whole new
Yeah, actual
dimension on
grills,
Friday.
the whole thing.
Saturday is the grand tasting. It's limited tickets remain. The VIP is sold out. And Sunday there's a new ticketed brunch event besides the family day later in the day, which is free.
Nice.
But there's going to be a ticketed brunch where there's all kinds of great bites and sips.
I'm
I'm
super
sure there's
stoked.
gonna be
Amazing.
Shirley and I love it.
champagne.
amazing.
Those 5 events, you get the Lunchbox promo code, additional savings, VLFoodWine.com. The intimate dinners are getting close to sell out. Our friend Timon over at the Catherine is going to
nice.
have a great bunch of people.
Oh, he's having like a freaking party.
That is close to a sellout. A lot of them also there's seminars and cooking demonstrations and classes, and
Oh, Roberto was doing something. this summer.
Roberto's doing
Union.
something that might be a sellout
I am
too.
so excited.
VLFoodWine.com. It
you
is
know.
really growing, and it is just fantastic. Whatever
Yeah.
your interest is or the food preference, it's there for you.
Yes.
VLFoodWine.com. All right, let's take that first break. We'll be back with Nikki Mohan.
Great shirt, by the way.
Lubie.
No?
My daughter, thank
Yeah,
you,
wow.
Natalia. She knows. She knows what
He's
colors.
been wearing his tablecloth from an Italian restaurant that he robbed.
We'll be right back.
Yeah. All right.
We'll be right back.
Christmas is over.
10 pounds on Gulfstream Park.
Hey Lunchbox fans, is it time to sell your business? You've poured your heart and soul into your restaurant or business, and you want to see continue the legacy you have built. Transworld can help. Call me, Andy Cagnetta, at Transworld Business Advisors right now and see if it's time for you to retire and relax. Iconic brands like the Mai Kai, Mulligans, Carlos and Pepe's, Mangoes, and many more turn to Transworld to help sell. Contact Transworld on Facebook or call 954-772-1122 or visit tworld.com. Again, that's 954-772-1122 or tworld.com.
When I'm looking for some wicked good food for a wicked good lunch, there's only one place to go. That's Wicked Cheesesteaks in Fort Lauderdale. It's at 4824 North Federal Highway, just south of Commercial Boulevard and across from Holy Cross Hospital. My friend Brian there, he will hook you up with some really tasty treats. They've got cheesesteaks, just like the best you can find in Philly, along with lobster rolls, because that's where he's from, Maine originally. And they have wings and pizza and everything you want to have a really good time. Wicked Cheesesteaks. They're open every day but Tuesday. Check them out online, wickedcheesesteaks.com. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. If you're looking for a great place for steaks, seafood, and more, go to Tropical Acres Steakhouse and Butcher Shop. It's at 2500 Griffin Road in Dania, just west of I-95 and the airport. They've been there a long time, since 1949. That means they're doing something right. You'll get old school hospitality from the Studiali family, along with great value, tremendous service. Of course, you could also go into the bar for happy hour every day, 4 to 6, and they have great value all night long. Also, a butcher shop that's open every day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. except Sunday. The dining room is open every day at 4:30 except Sunday. Go to When people ask me about the best restaurants in South Florida, Casa D'Angelo is always at the top of my list. First-class dining, top-flight service, elegant atmosphere, and chef-founder Angelo Ilia is legendary. The flagship in Fort Lauderdale has been serving the finest Italian cuisine since 1997, with other locations in Boca Raton and Aventura. As Angelo himself says, they have an unwavering commitment to unparalleled quality with meticulous attention to details. It's so good, with house-made pastas, pristine seafood, unique meats like elk chops and bison, and seasonal specialties including fragrant fresh truffles from Italy. All locations open 7 days for dinner. Reservations recommended for a special occasion or any occasion. Casa D'Angelo. Tell them Mike Mayo sent you. Delicious Mexican food with innovative twists. Margaritas with a medley of tongue-tingling flavors. I'm talking about Taco Craft, Taqueria, and Tequila Bar. The place to go on Taco Tuesday and every day. It's located at 510 North Federal and Highway in Fort Lauderdale, and also in Lauderdale by the Sea at Plantation Walk, and soon in Coral Springs. Taco Craft has specials every day, including bottomless drinks for a Sunday brunch, and Taco Tuesdays with their $4 premium tacos, including their new burrito tacos with bone marrow broth. Oh, it's so good. They've even made a taco lover out of me, and they've got so much more, including fajitas, that open-faced smashed cheeseburger tortilla that's new, and a guacamole sample that's an explosion of flavors. The kitchen is open late. There's delivery and takeout. For more information, go to tacocraft.com. Tell them Mike Mayo the Lunchbox sent you. Hey, it's Mayo for Gilbert's 17th Street Grill. You know me, I love family-run places with quality food at fair prices served with passion and pride. And that's why I love Gilbert's. For more than a decade, Lenore, Beth, and Richie Gilbert have been serving up the best burgers, wings, ribs, salads, and desserts. It's a fast casual spot. Everything prepared fresh to order from an immaculate open kitchen. They're at 1821 Cordova Road in Fort Lauderdale in the Cordova Shops just south of 17th Street. Open every day but Sunday. One of my favorite burgers in South Florida. Big, round, juicy pucks of 100% Angus beef, char grilled to perfection. And don't miss the sweet potato fries on the side. They're legendary. Go to Gilbert's, feast, and Hey, we're back at 10 Palms. Nikki Mohan is trying to download a betting app, something that Defo refuses to do.
No, she's getting a little desperate. She really is. I mean, she wants you to put the bets in for her, which you should.
No, I have money on that.
She has her little slip, but I guess you're going to save that.
I can't use that on that.
Okay.
I can use that for the slot machines.
Rule number one, when you go to a racetrack, bring your own money. That is always.
I have money. Look,
I know you do.
I gave her a slip, too.
I'm just talking to my friend, Sal.
He's just trying to pay me off.
Meanwhile, we had a nice odds-on favorite go down in flames here, and a
for
nice,
the thrill, a nice name for a horse.
That's a great name.
Healthy trifecta. What are the trifecta?
Will you buy Mega Billions or whatever that is tickets tonight?
I will.
1.15.
Because all you need is $2 in a drink.
How is this
$2
possible?
in a drink.
Defo, how is a 50-cent try with a 10-1 over 11-1 and 3-5 off the board only $156?
That would
there is something
lend
going
yourself
on.
to an investigation, I think.
And the exact is only $76, and according to my math, it should be.
And you had a 2 to 5 shot nowhere.
That's weird. There's some weirdness. You know, these days with AI and all these
Sharpies, the Sharpies are in town.
It's like impossible to beat the game anymore. So
that's a low payoff. You're absolutely dead on that. 76 on that exacta equates out to no. I mean, if you look at it, you got 3 times 23, 69. No, that's about right, Mike Mayo.
All right.
If you, I mean, mathematical permutations. Degenerates, Necky,
Oh,
you
you
know
know what?
this, are the greatest at math, like better than Rene Descartes when it comes to this. And that exact equates out to about $72.
Right. What
So
I
you,
did,
you would tack on a few. You got, jobbed a little bit. That's
that
about it.
favorite really skewed the win pool, but what happened was it's a short field, so the exotics didn't come back too
But
much.
because that
nobody cares
overwhelming
about
favor
this.
was out, you would have thought you would have got more money on that. That the parlay
Oh,
would have
well,
been
I'm
better.
glad I'm
yeah.
not betting today. It's
Well, we
a
have to do a
short night.
contest, right? You have a contest?
Oh, thank you. Well, I was going to wait for Joe because I know Joe usually likes the contests. And
What did you think
wanna-
about this truffle dish?
The truffle
Yeah,
mac and
I
cheese is
haven't gotten
beautiful.
there yet.
Truffle
But
mac
Come
and
on,
cheese.
Necky,
because I've
what's
started-
going on with
I
you?
know, we're
Find
talking
out.
a lot.
I've
you know?
started
Yeah,
my
yeah.
reset today. And this brings up a
Before
topic
Mayo.
This
gets
wasn't for
to it.
you.
We
Yeah.
didn't-
This is for Nikki.
we didn't get to yesterday.
Uh-huh.
But
that's nothing.
I was at a holiday party and a guy just totally besieged me about the seed oils and
Perfect,
how
thank you.
how unhealthy things that we thought were good.
This
like-
was your big topic from yesterday.
well,
We
we didn't
never
talk
got
about
into
it.
it.
We never
All
got
right.
to it. So
All right, thank you. I'm
canola
good. Rest for
oil,
you.
vegetable
Yeah.
oil,
Hey.
all these so-called seed oils,
Yeah.
apparently, which we thought was good. There's a whole cadre of people out there now, mainly young men who are like bros, who are like eating nothing but bone broth and
Yeah.
sucking on bone marrow.
I
Is
saw a
this gonna
guy. I
lead
saw a
into
guy
a
yesterday that was doing
conversation
this. Yeah.
about the lies we've been sold by
RFK Jr.
by big
Oh.
by big money and big political contributors over the lifetime of this country.
Well,
That's great, by the way.
here's-
you know,
we're
I
getting
remember
into that.
who
Yes,
approved
isn't it good?
Olestra. Did you ever try
Oh
Olestra?
God, it was great.
It got us so sick.
That was
it
great.
cleaned me
You
out.
know,
It was
said
like
great.
going for a colonoscopy
It was like
every day.
Correct. So we have to.
And it
we-
serves people right. If you can eat potato chips, you should be punished by having to crap your brains
Oh
out. But-
no! Oh no!
He
But I'm
goes
just
right to the
saying,
gunner, Necky. I mean,
Big money talks.
well, that's what she was talking about.
Big
Everybody,
money talks.
when they
Yes.
say Olestra,
You know
that's-
exactly.
you-
It's like when you say Cisco, you know you got really drunk.
every time I hear
Exactly.
and think of Olestra, it's terrible
Right.
because this was what the news coverage was.
Yeah.
The two words that I associate with it was oily discharge.
Oh
So
Jesus!
there goes
God, Mayo!
It makes this truffle mac
no.
taste so much better.
Oh my God, Mayo!
and
I
that
am
is
the
delicious,
worst.
by the way. I mean,
It is
that
very
really is good.
Yeah, they're doing a nice
It's
job.
unfortunate you have to be sitting next to food
Mayo.
critic.
This is
Mike
what happens
Mayo.
to me when
Yeah.
I'm relegated to salads and healthy foods.
Hey, this
Uh-huh.
can't
I
last. I mean,
immediately-
please, come on.
I try
Tell
to
us
put
you're not
everybody
committed
else
to
off
this.
their
Yeah,
lunch.
yeah.
But no, okay. So apparently there is a growing body of people, and I
Uh-huh.
don't think it's based on anything, but led by RFK Jr., who says that beef oil, like beef tallow and duck fat, are
Uh-huh.
much healthier for you.
You know how heavy those
So
are
you
for
should
you. Though?
fry all your foods in these things. Like McDonald's should go back to frying their French
Yeah.
fries in beef tallow instead of vegetable
It's pure
oil.
fat.
And I got into it with
It's like
somebody
using
on
lard.
the Let's Eat
Those
group.
are not
By
good
the
for
way,
you at all.
Let's Eat South Florida group, 180,000 people.
That's
now,
a horrendous.
Nikki.
That's
Wow.
horrendous.
Sure
So,
is.
but
That's
somebody
amazing.
got into
and
it
I
with me.
still don't get an appearance fee for coming on the show. That's all I'm
You have the
saying.
food and the
You got a
voucher.
voucher? Yeah.
I wish I got
And maybe
paid by
parking.
the.
Maybe parking.
I
today.
wish I got paid by the complaints. Anyway, we've got Joe Beja.
Joe
in the
Beam,
house.
huh?
Good afternoon.
Hi,
Joe.
How are you?
How are you? Merry
Hello.
Christmas.
Great.
You had a
Thank
busy
you.
holiday. So much for
I did.
relaxation. You had to
I
get
did.
mom.
It's the
packed
most
up.
wonderful time of the year in hospitality.
It is. It is. Yeah. Working on the holidays. No, I'm kidding. I was off on Christmas. One of the benefits of working at a racetrack. So it was good.
That's good.
So what happened? You were in Tampa, then you did a little Orlando celebration, and now
I
you're
did.
back to
I
work.
did. My mother's house is closing
Oh, let's
on
get
the.
that.
There you go. My mother's house is
I
closing
love
on
these
the.
guys, by the way.
Yeah, look at that, right? Never
They're
go
on
empty.
top of it. Yes.
So house is closing on the 31st. Move out date on the 3rd. So packing up 40 years worth of stuff.
you're a
and then
good son.
Oh,
back
wow.
at work. And then
How much
uh,
went into the dumpster, like junk
Did you
removal,
call- I-
or how much is
I
going?
I called
My
1-800.
mom-
I got junk.
Is she a hoarder? She doesn't want
She's
to.
a hoarder.
Yeah.
It's like actually we're putting stuff in one area and then one's going to go in a pod that I'm going to have to sort her through as she's going to become my roommate for a few months down here until
Right.
we find her a place.
Yeah.
Well,
But we did take a day off.
Oh,
My
sorry.
sister flew in and took a day off and went to Celebration. Like we always like to go up there and do ice at Gaylord Palms. I've been doing that with my
I love
daughter.
that. I did that when my
Yeah.
daughter was little. She gave me a big no this year. No.
Oh, really? My daughter still loves it. 21 years old and 17
Amazing.
years later and still going.
that's great. I loved seeing your
So-
daddy-daughter pictures because you have such a great bond.
Yeah,
It's
she's awesome.
And my
Is it-
daughter got me this shirt for
That's
Christmas. And
My
Uh,
daughter got me
people
something
were
from
saying-
Sephora, which I'm pretty sure I
Nice.
may have paid for, but
There you
the
go.
thought was still nice and the stuff was high end. I still don't know how much it costs, but it was
Very
great.
nice.
But I was just thankful because
I
teenage
didn't-
years are rough, man.
Yeah. Yeah, my daughter
Teenagers.
got me the Florida State Seminoles dad T-shirt.
Oh,
Aw.
good.
out
I
with-
have one of
They
those.
came out with a new edition.
She also got me another T-shirt that I was going to wear today, but I figured no. But it says "Awesome, just like my daughter." That's what she got me.
Oh, very
So,
Well, my daughter's actually here today. She's officially a Gulfstream Park employee now.
nice.
Oh, yeah?
She got her
Wow.
badge and everything, and she's good to go. She's
Good.
working in guest services
Nice.
for a few
okay.
weeks before she heads back.
Very good.
Amazing.
Good to
Yeah.
get her,
Amazing.
get her a paycheck going, so she
Yeah.
doesn't have to use.
Let me know if
your
you need
credit
help. I
card
have a
for the gifts.
17-year-old that stayed in bed.
Yeah, of course. Always looking for guest services on the
Yes,
weekends
yes. And
too.
she's a princess too. If you need a princess, she
Very
dresses
nice.
like a and
Hey,
sings. Yes.
Before we get to the contests, I guess let's talk about New Year's Eve. We've been talking
Sure.
about it. I'm a homebody on New Year's Eve. Nikki, I think you're gonna make your way out
You know,
somewhere
last minute, I always get invitations.
I'm sure.
But if I come out on New Year's Eve, I have to be able to sleep over because I'm not driving home.
well,
So just make
Yeah.
room. They better be a guest room, or I'm going to be
Very
asleep on your lawn or on the couch.
There you go.
Because it's not my driving I don't trust. It's everybody else
everybody
driving.
else.
I agree.
That's why I stay.
So if
I agree.
it's amateur night. New
I-
Year's Eve is amateur night.
I don't
Yeah.
just stay home. I stay under the bed. But there's people who are not as timid. Well, they used to
If I
fire
didn't
the
have to
guns
work,
up in the air.
If I didn't have to
Yeah.
work, I would be
But
at home.
Classic New Year's
Okay.
Eve driving story. Used to have a caller named Mitch the Cabbie. Used to call her at talk shows all the time.
Yeah.
So I figured, okay, I'm going out to a place that was in Hollywood called Michael's Kitchen. Very nice place. For New Year's Eve, I'm going to have Mitch the Cabbie drive me there. And I'm not going to drive back, of course, because I don't want to mess with him. I'm probably going to be drinking. So it turns out Mitch the Cabbie shows up. He's stoned out of his mind. So we go down there while he's driving, and he waits for us. And by the time we get out, he's so bombed that I ended up driving a cab on I-95.
Did he pay you? Like it's supposed to be
He
a
ended up
role
sleeping in
reversal.
my house. This was my way of being
You know what?
safe
But
on
you
New
know what I
Year's
hear
Eve.
in that story?
And that was it. That was
I
the
love
last time.
I love the humanity in that story. I just love
That's
the
great.
fact that you cared about him enough.
I love
You
the
know?
guy. I mean, he used to call my show all the time.
You know,
He was very
that's-
complimentary, which
that's
is
the
what we love.
brotherhood in that
in this
story is what I'm
business,
getting. I love that.
That's-
Mitch the Cabbie, yeah. I
Yeah.
think he used to call when Lubie and I were working together too,
Yeah.
but I'll never forget that. I ended up driving a cab, which I didn't realize was illegal. And like a
Yeah,
regular
if you're not the
schmuck, you
licensed
can't drive
driver.
a cab.
Yeah.
Well, it's
I'm
the
driving a
least
cab
true,
New
right? You
Year's
need a
Eve,
license.
drunk out of my mind, going home because the cabbie's in worse shape than I am.
So this is what Nikki's talking about when she says she's scared of everybody else.
Correct.
Yes.
Correct. It's not no joke. But I think I felt once when I got into an Uber, a ride share. It wasn't here in South Florida. I felt like the guy had just robbed the bank. As soon as I got in, he just took off. And I was like, what are we
What the hell?
running
Yeah,
from?
yeah.
And I was like prepared at the next light to jump out of the car because I was like,
Yeah.
what are we running from?
Yeah, it's
It was crazy.
It
I
was
was like,
insane, yeah.
Some of these days be a little crazy.
well.
I had the meter
Maybe-
running though, and it felt good because it was like a reverse thing. Because I don't know if this is a Jewish thing or what. I don't want to get into that, but I always used to watch the meter like a madman in New York. I don't know when you were in a cab. Did you, Mayo Man?
I
It
would
was like,
time it
what do you
just to
mean
make
it's
sure
moving? We're out of light.
it was turning over at the proper intervals because
Yeah,
there's some
yeah.
people who set
eighth of a
calibrate.
freaking mile. You're
Yeah.
kidding me?
And then when they would try to take the circuitous route,
Circuitous
Yeah.
and I'm a
route,
New
yeah.
York guy, they thought
That
I
was a
some
Vegas
tourist.
thing.
I was like,
Remember that? That was
why
a
are you
Vegas thing.
going
It
up to
still is.
Westchester?
Yeah, oh yeah,
They got me
yeah.
a few years ago. And
I'm
now
an
I take
immigrant
Uber.
kid in New York. I jumped the turnstiles.
Yeah.
But in Vegas, you could go two ways. One way is like half the price.
Yep.
And then they always go the other way.
All right, let's get back right here.
The
Gulfstream
10
Park.
bombs. I'm
Get
a-
a designated driver.
Contest.
Hop on public transit.
The contest.
Don't
Correct.
call Mitch the cabbie. Get a
Poor
lift or a
Mitch,
ride
man,
share.
may
But
rest in peace.
Tuesday night, starting at 8 p.m.
think
What
he's
is
dead.
happening here, Joe Beja?
So we still have availability for our 10 Palms buffet for New Year's Eve. It's the
are you
first
gonna,
time,
are you
first time
gonna
we're
cap
doing it.
it, or what? do
We're
you,
gonna cap it shortly. We're getting to that
really?
point now.
So we're almost at sellout.
We have 250 tickets sold plus another 250 casino guests.
Right.
Oh,
So
geez.
we're
We're
at
at
500, and you
500.
want to
Nickel.
be at 6, right?
Yep,
So
exactly.
act now because supplies are limited.
Yep. So we do about 100 more. Full buffet, salad bar, fruit display, cheese and charcuterie, full seafood
What's
bar.
on the seafood bar again? 'Cause
Seafood bar would be the Gulf shrimp, of course, and
Right.
oyster gratin with hollandaise, and it's an oyster gratin with hollandaise and iberico ham.
very nice.
And then sushi and sashimi and that price. Carving station will include a roasted leg of lamb, prime rib, and a ham.
Like a lamb and a
Yeah.
ham.
This is
And a
99
ham.
bucks.
Yeah.
99 bucks.
We have a
And-
lobster risotto that's going to be on there
That
as
sounds
well.
good. I bet other pastas as well.
The
Yep,
breakfast
the
at the
wild
Rio
mushroom
wasn't this
ravioli.
much of a value back
This
in
is
the day.
great.
Yeah, this
Yes.
is great.
$99 per person.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you also have the sparkling wine toasts.
We have a sparkling wine upon arrival. We have the lady in the little champagne sparkling wine dress.
Right.
And then we'll do the toast at the end of the night as
At
well.
the end of the
A
night.
live
all
band.
included.
Who's your
Live
live
band.
band?
Live band
And a
DJ,
Party
full-blown
keeps going.
Party favors, decor, obviously.
This is such a great value. It is.
So it's the
you know,
first time we're doing it. We wanted to get in at a good price.
Yep.
Show what a great value it is.
And to
And then
get
we'll see
those
about next
tickets, it's not the usual. You got to go
Right.
through.
You have to go to. You can go to the Gulfstream Park website. So www.gulfstreampark.com, and you click on the New Year's Eve event, and it'll send you to Ticketmaster, and you'll reserve or buy tickets on Ticketmaster, and that'll be your reservation.
That's it. Perfect. And,
That's
you know,
sweet.
we do have a contest winner from last week that I notified that she won the pair of tickets to the New Year's Eve. And it's a first-time winner. She's been a faithful entrant in the contest.
Yeah.
Her name is Margie Yard with the E at the end. And I haven't heard back from her, but how are we going to do? I guess I'll just give you her name and
give me
details.
her name and
she'll
and
get in at
information,
the door.
and she'll get in at the door. And if for some reason something happens that she doesn't
And she can't use it.
I'll honor her for
Well, we'll get
brunch.
another brunch, yeah. And
Yeah,
again,
we'll throw another
but
brunch in
we
for it.
wanted to make it
No,
something
absolutely.
special. Hey, you want to do this week's contest, or let's take
Absolutely.
a break.
Oh.
Let's take break number 2.
How
And
about Louis producing on this
before
thing?
we do
It's right on
that,
top
I
of it.
wanted to just
5,
put out a
4,
quick word
3.
about our friends at Tropical Acres. 75 years. Joe goes there. His mom
do.
loves it too.
way
Studiale
home.
family. They also are filling up for New Year's Eve, but they had a great Christmas weekend. Basically, every day is a holiday at Tropical Acres because they're going to treat you like a VIP and you're going to get the best hospitality and value around. I believe we're Friday night. They have happy hour in the bar, 4:30 to 6:30. You get those $8 Belvedere martinis. It's going to make me fall off my health wagon. I have a feeling if I drive by there, I
He's
will
doing
be in
good,
trouble.
Joe. He really
look at
is.
me.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
reset. The
Yeah, look at
reset
that
starts
Greek
early.
salad.
Greek salad, little shrimp, little coffee, and sparkling water. But over there, you can get whatever you want. They've got, again, the greatest prime rib. Give them a call, 954-989-2500 to get your reservations today. They're open every day but Sunday. They will be open New Year's Eve, closed on New Year's Day. Besides New Year's Day, you want to be here for it's kind of like the opening day
I have the brunch menu too.
and the brunch menu on
we're
New
doing a New
Year's.
Year's Day brunch.
It's all the horses. It's their birthday. They make it easy. They sing happy birthday and give a big cake to all the horses on the grounds. The 2-year-olds turn 3, the 3-year-olds turn 4, no matter when they were actually born.
Sounds like what my grandmother did. She had 12
Yeah.
kids. It's the easiest way
It's
to do
right
it.
out of bananas.
Everybody
it really
has
is.
the same birthday.
It's right out of bananas.
Happy birthday to everybody.
Everybody's now another year old.
So
Yeah.
that's going to be on Wednesday. But again, Tropical Acres, go there. Tell them Defo sent you.
That'll work.
And let's take our second break. And we'll
Monkey
be
beating.
back with Nikki Mohan, Joe
Good
Beja,
luck.
Defo after these words. And Southern comfort food from a scratch kitchen, delicious drinks and house-made spirits from a craft bar, a great vibe inside and out with a spacious patio. I'm talking about Batch New Southern Kitchen and Tap, Fort Lauderdale, in the heart of the city at 525 North Federal Highway. It's open 7 days for lunch, dinner, and weekend brunch with classics like fried chicken and waffles and shrimp and grits, and creative items like pecan-crusted salmon and a fried green tomato BLT. And the drinks? Smooth sipping and so good. There's convenient free parking and a garage next door, happy hour at the bar, an entire patio, 4 to 7 Monday to Friday, and live music every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. It's pet and people friendly and with cozy fire pits for when the temperature dips. For reservations and more information, go to batchsouthernkitchen.com. If you like seafood in a comfortable setting, outdoors, even keel fish shack at the corner of A1A and Commercial Boulevard in Lauderdale by the Sea, and also now with a new location on Las Olas Boulevard. Those are my spots. Upscale food and a down-home setting. The chef owners, Dave and Brad, do a terrific job with all the seafood classics that you want. They have the best grilled oysters in town, bang bang shrimp, lobster rolls, and deli fish specials. They also have weekend brunch Saturday and Sunday. They have deli happy hour 4 to 7, and they also have other weekly specials like mussels on Monday and oysters on Tuesday. Go to Even Keel Fish Shack and tell them that the Lunchbox sent you. If you want great Italian food in a beautiful beachfront setting, have I got the place for you. Casa Calabria at the Ocean Manor Resort, 4040 Galt Ocean Drive in Fort Lauderdale. Highly rated across all the restaurant review platforms and totally Mike Mayo's Lunchbox approved. Delicious, authentic Southern Italian food in a cozy dining room overlooking the Atlantic. Live music in the lounge, full bar, and a great wine list. Owner Frank Talrico takes great pride in his family recipes from his native Calabria. Fresh fish and seafood, veal, house-made pastas, and marinara sauces smooth as silk. You gotta try the imported meats and cheeses on the antipasta platters, and don't miss that ricotta gnocchi. Fluffy little pillows straight from heaven. Casa Calabria, open for dinner Tuesday through Sunday, closed. Looking for great seafood that's a little further inland? Luke's Seafood and Grill. That's Luke's with a C. 5511 South University Drive in Davie. Luke and Roxy, they're a great couple with great food. It's a mom and pop shop bringing the freshest fish and seafood to Western Broward. Some of the best jambalaya and fish cakes around. And Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? You can find his famous Scoobies, those sauteed crab claws, right there on the specials board most days. Oh, so good. So take a trip to University just north of Sterling today. Lunch, dinner, closed on Mondays. Tell them Mike Mayo's Lunchbox sent you. When people come to me and say, Mike, where should I go out to eat? I got guests coming from out of town. Where should we go? Cafe Seville. That's the answer. 2768 East Oakland Park Boulevard. It's a Fort Lauderdale perennial, serving the finest in Spanish and continental cuisine in a cozy, friendly, comfortable setting. Joey Esposito and Sally, his better half, they've been running the place for a long time. It's been open since the 1980s. They got great Spanish classics like paella, shrimp with garlic sauce, and all kinds of great seafood dishes. The stuffed veal chop, oh, that's my favorite. Go to Cafe Seville. It's open every day but Sunday at 5 p.m. for dinner. Tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. Feel like getting away without leaving town? Then you got to check out the House on the River in Fort Lauderdale. It's a beautiful restored historic home with indoor and outdoor dining right on the New River. You'll think you're in Charleston or Savannah. It has a gorgeous patio, porches, and private dining areas, and it offers unique experiences perfect for a date night or fun times with friends and family. It has weekend brunches, happy hour, dinner Wednesday through Sunday. There's also a high tea on Friday and Saturdays, and the popular House of Veuve Champagne experience on weekends. The House on the River is in Fort Lauderdale's Himmershey district, just south of the Science Museum. For reservations and Hey, we're back on the Lunchbox. We've got Joe Beja. We've got all kinds of stuff going on here. Live
I love it
racing.
when you're on a diet because then you talk more, and I
talk
do all
more.
the eating.
I eat less.
Yes,
This is maybe it's going to be a new era for the Lunchbox.
we're the eaters.
As
Yeah.
if I don't
Uh-oh.
talk
Highly
enough.
flammable. Think about that for a second, Mike Mayo. Highly flammable.
Highly flammable.
That's what I bet on.
It's a cooking
Race
thing.
4.
It's a cooking thing.
All right, let's
Yeah.
cooking. We are cooking here.
Necky's all in on this.
And Joe Beja and his crew
13-1.
here at 10 Palms are cooking as well, because not only are they doing the New Year's Eve buffet on Tuesday night, it's quick turnaround. It's like a night day,
Yes.
baseball series.
That's
where
day
you got
night.
Day night. No,
Yeah,
no.
Day.
We're not
night.
doing day night. He's
Double
doing
night.
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 Oh, night day.
And then the following
course, yeah.
day at
Oh, my
noon, they're
God.
going to be opening up
Yeah.
for the buffet for
That's a reversal.
Reverse doubleheader.
Reversal of form.
reverse
Yeah.
doubleheader.
So
Thank
New
you.
Year's Day, tell us about the buffet.
What's going on?
So New Year's Day buffet. we'll have-
Enhanced or the same price?
Same price.
Is it the
$55.
$55 as the usual
$55.
Oh,
weekend
wow.
Sunday.
brunch.
$55. Nice.
So we do the salad bar, of course, and the charcuterie and cheeses and the fruit display. Seafood bar will have shrimp, and if there's still oysters, we'll have oysters as well. The omelet station.
Omelet Station, my
of course,
favorite.
we'll have the omelet
What's
station.
her name? Who works there?
Chef Rose.
Chef Rose is
Primrose.
the best. Yes, always tip Chef Rose because she makes the best, fluffiest.
I love
omelets.
how she makes the nice, fluffiest omelets, and you think you're about to hand out, you reach for your plate, and she goes, wait a second, and she sprinkles a little microgreens on it.
She's
She goes,
got
okay,
that
now-
finishing
she goes,
touch.
made with
Nice.
love,
It's great.
and she does a great job. Big smile, she always has. A carving station will have the roasted leg of lamb again, prime rib, and then the honey ham. And then the hotline buffet will be the bacon, of course. We'll do chicken and waffles. We're going to do a short
and
rib breakfast hash.
Wow, all kinds of stuff.
Mascarpone risotto.
That is a good fancy thing.
Spinach ravioli, ricotta cheese manicotti or manicotti, as
Okay.
we'd say. right? Crispy sea salt fingerling potatoes, baby carrots, roasted pork loins.
All right, maybe I'll
Pork
push
loin?
back
Sorry.
on
No,
the
the
reset
reset?
until
No.
next
You can,
week.
but you can
There you go.
restart.
Start
as-
the second.
You can
Come on.
no. You can restart as many times as
Restart,
you
yeah.
want.
You know what? I'll have good days and bad days. Just
You had him
Or
at
like
buffet.
The Rock. Do you
You
ever
really
watch
did,
The
yeah.
Rock's social media?
Yeah.
no.
When he's training, because I know you'll be training as hard as The Rock,
Yes.
is that he has a cheat day.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you make that
Yeah,
your
make
cheat
this your
day.
cheat
Everybody
day.
needs a cheat day.
Yeah.
Mine are days
Yeah.
that end in Y, but well, we're going to be good for
I
now.
saw that.
So, all right.
Yeah.
So, and how do people get in on this? Is it the usual?
This won't be through
open
open
table?
table.
Okay.
Open table, just show up at the door. We'll take you. We'll be ready.
Okay. It's going to be.
And then the highlight will also be a crepe station. So
Ah.
first time that we're doing a crepe
Crepes.
station. So we'll have a
Grape station.
a
Nice.
sweet or savory or both.
Oh.
both.
Both.
So we have savory will be smoked salmon with creme fraiche, red onion, avocado. The sweet crepes will be a choice of mixed berries, banana, Nutella, chocolate chips, or sweet cream. And then we'll also have crepe Suzette with the
This is
This is
brandy
why I
orange
don't
sauce.
cook.
Wow.
This is why I
This
don't
is
cook.
it.
This is some serious stuff.
This is why I don't
Is it
cook.
possible, Joe, if, like, let's say I show up with Val for New Year's Eve, is there any kind of cot or a sofa arrangement where we could just stay overnight and then maybe come back for the buffet for the opening day? Well,
Well,
the New Year's Day.
Well, we're using linens on the tables instead of the clean tables. So there's always space underneath, you know. We
Or I'll
don't know
just wear
anything.
my
That's it.
Italian tablecloth shirt
That's
and
it.
use that.
You
as
haven't
a-
There we
lived
go.
until you've slept at a racetrack, which
You know
I have.
what? I've taken naps in Dave
Yeah.
Joseph's office. He's got a very
But
comfy-
overnight, I'm
Yeah.
talking about overnight.
Yeah.
We used to have a little office at Calder, and every now and then I used to have to stay there the entire day, which was, questionable in terms of overall behavior.
mighty fine memories. We've got let's do a contest, everybody.
Yeah, what
It's
happened?
that
Hello.
time. Well, sometimes we gotta tease the audience and make them stay till the end, and of course we're gonna
The
post
people are hungry now to win this thing,
Yeah.
which
Yeah,
is
no,
a great
it's-
prize.
Okay,
I was-
tell me about the contest. What do we?
So,
what do we?
I was very, very pleased to see a first-time winner last week to win the
Yeah.
New Year's Eve, because the way it works and the way I explained it when we began this a little
Uh-huh.
over 2 years ago. It's a thank you very much, Joe and Dave Joseph. I mean, not only did they get it, but they also have been very generous in keeping it going all these years.
And
we
they've
get some
actually
new-
paid off. They paid off the
Yeah, no,
recipients,
It's basically
which is good.
It exposes new people to the trek. A lot of people don't even realize that this setup is here.
Yeah,
and it's a
they
really
don't. They
great
don't.
place to
It is.
bring
It
visitors.
is an amazing place to come. You can come with the entire family. There are stuff for the kids to do. The
Yeah.
bowling alley. I've had birthday parties out here. You can just go out and have a nice.
Oh, and that
lunch.
reminds me, Joe, are you starting up like those the breakfast tours of the backstretch?
We have, yes, we're on week 4 now.
And that's a great thing for
That
families.
is great. So
and
that's
the
every
kids.
Saturday morning.
Right.
That's Saturday morning. We start 7:30 to 9:30. Great activity for the kids. Kids under 5 eat free with a paying adult. It is $15. That includes you go through a couple times to the buffet. It's eggs. It is bacon. It is breakfast potato. Actually, we do the hash brown, like you do
Yeah,
the hash
nice.
brown from
Good
McDonald's.
job.
Yeah.
So we do the hash brown,
Kids
French
love
and then
that.
we do a
It's
French
very,
toast
very, very fancy.
bread pudding.
And kids love the
Oh,
backside. They
bread
love
pudding.
going to see the horses. They
Bread
can sometimes, I
pudding.
guess, pet them and feed them some peppermints for the
Yes,
well-behaved
we do.
horses and
We
all
do.
that
My
stuff.
daughter did the tour last week. It was her first day in town, and they took her on the tour. And one of the guys gave her some peppermints to feed the horse.
Nice.
Aw.
All right.
And
well,
what time does that take place? 7 to 9 in the morning.
7:30 to 9:30.
Wow.
That's one of the
That's
many
amazing.
activities here that even if you're not a total degenerate like some of the people at this table,
don't like to be
you can
labeled like
still
that,
come
yeah.
out here and have a fantastic time, family friendly,
Yeah.
great.
We always
food,
had like
great
parties
beverage.
here when I worked
Yeah.
at my other job because we were
Yeah.
right down the street.
and
A
it's
great day.
like we said,
End up
fun.
staying here all
you're
day.
with Visit Lauderdale, the
You-
Convention and Visitors Bureau, and people who come to town.
Yeah.
This is one of the
And
major
you
tourist
may end up at the
destinations.
Carousel Club afterwards.
And
Yes.
And the Bright Line, you can take the Bright Line here from
Yeah.
Miami, from Palm Beach.
That's
that's
right.
not a bad thing.
There's shuttles.
All right, so you asked, how does the contest work? It's very easy, and it's time for this week's Top Gulfstream 10 Palms Sunday Brunch giveaway. All you do is you email the answer. There's 3 components, Nikki.
Correct.
Number
Yeah.
one is you got to answer the restaurant. I'm going to give a series of clues and questions, and
Okay.
it basically, there's a restaurant.
Right.
That's number one. Number two, you're going to pick the winner of this week's Gulfstream contest race, which is tomorrow's 8th race.
Uh-huh.
And it's going to be numbers 1 through 12, a 12-horse field. It is the 115,000 Abundancia Stakes for fillies and mares, scheduled for 5 furlongs on the turf. If there's rain and it puts it to the all-weather track, you and your horse scratches, you get the post-time favorite. But a number between 1 and 12, the restaurant. And finally, the last tiebreaker is the result, the winning team and margin of this week's Dolphins at Cleveland Browns game on Sunday at 4:05. It's a stinky game, but I always like having the home team involved in the tiebreaker because you never know what you're going to get with these Dolphins. They should handle Cleveland on the road, but as we've learned, there are no such things as gimmies with this Dolphins.
No,
team,
especially if the temperatures are
yeah,
below
if they're
40
cold.
degrees.
Yes. But at least Cleveland's not a winning team.
No.
Then they would have no shot. They still have a shot in the cold against against poor teams. I'm sorry. I was going to say a little denigrating remark about Cleveland, which is not right. All right.
Cleveland rocks.
There we go. All right. So number 1 through 12 and the Dolphins, let's say Dolphins by 9 points. That's how you would put it. Cleveland by 3, Dolphins by 9. That's the last component. And you send all 3 of those things to MikeMayoEats@gmail.com. Are you exhausted yet?
I would never win,
Okay. Here we go.
but I'm going to win race 4 here in a few minutes.
For this week's
Three
restaurant,
Ball ran a good race.
we celebrate. What happened there, by the way? I didn't realize it was.
Might have caught third, Nicky, if you had him across
What
the
were the
board.
numbers? What were the winning numbers here?
8 something.
8. I have no 8s. I didn't even know there was an 8. Oh, my God. All right. So here we go, Joe.
Ready.
For this week's restaurant, we celebrate the new year with a newly refurbished South Florida icon, The Clues. This famed Polynesian tiki-themed restaurant and bar with a
geez,
worldwide
man, come on.
following. I got to give a little slam dunk layup for the
man, come on,
holidays.
Mayo.
Consider it my belated Festivus gift
That's
to
a
everybody.
layup.
Has a worldwide following, and it recently reopened after a 4-year hiatus and a $17 million rebuild
I know.
following a 2020 burst pipe flood / roof collapse. Number 2. All right, I should just end it there.
Yeah, just
right?
fan.
I
Yeah,
think that's it
if
right
you don't
there.
know it by now,
If you don't know the first
you don't
clue,
deserve to come
that's
out
it.
here. Yeah.
But do I have to make him spell it right? And is there a hyphen or not?
No,
That's
don't
the
even worry
question.
about that. Don't be so picky.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the second clue.
Because you still
Hyphen or
have to
not.
hit the race and you have to get the Dolphin game right.
The complex, which features limited parking and ticketed Polynesian dance shows, is on North Federal Highway, but is actually in the city of Oakland Park and not Fort Lauderdale, as many people think. Did you know that?
No.
There you go. It's in Oakland Park.
Wow.
And famed for its potent tiki cocktails and poo-poo platters, this establishment has fervent supporters and detractors, thus earning it the distinction as an official Let's Eat South Florida Mike Mayo polarizing place. Good luck. Send those 3 components, the restaurant, a number 1 through 12 for the winner of tomorrow's 8th race at Gulfstream, and the winner and victory margin in the Dolphins Cleveland Brown game. MikeMayoEats@gmail.com.
You threw it
By
out together in the
noon
parking lot.
tomorrow.
Did you not?
It was a sad, desperate attempt.
Wow.
Wow, even Joe's making a
Even
face.
Joe's like making a face. What is that, Mayo?
Hey, it was a rough
I'm
week.
going to give you dinner for 2,
That's it.
in a fine restaurant for that.
Joe, good luck with all the big
Thank you.
events. You might see me for one of them.
I hope so.
Very
And,
nice.
Everyone, come out. Please, everyone, come out.
Come on out, and it's going to be a great week. Great weekend of racing here. Big stakes racing tomorrow, including White Arbario, a very renowned racehorse who has won. Did he win the Breeders' Cup Classic one year? Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
I
I think
should
he
know
did.
these things.
Uh,
Did he win the Pegasus
Think so.
one year? Maybe. He's won a lot of money. I know that. White Arbario running tomorrow.
Has he ever won?
Yeah, he's won a lot.
He's
yeah.
won a lot.
No,
He's
he's
won
a-
a
he's
lot.
a
He
good
won the
horse.
Florida Derby, of course.
No doubt about it.
But he's going to be running tomorrow, and then of course next week we've got the New Year's Eve, and then January 1st, great day of racing as well. All right, Lubie, let's take that final break. Joe, thank you for everything.
If we don't see
Thank
you, a
you,
happy,
man.
healthy
Wow.
New Year.
Thank you. Same
What a
to
great
you.
You
job
and your
here.
family, and a
Thank
good
you.
good night's sleep for you.
Yes,
Tremendous
right.
job. Tremendous job.
You're the best,
Yes.
Joe.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much.
Thank you,
Happy,
everyone.
healthy, and prosperous New Year to
Thank
everybody
you.
here. For the finest poultry and the freshest fish, Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market, located at 4191 North State Road 7 in Hollywood, open 7 days. Since 1951, a South Florida tradition for stone crab in season, Thanksgiving turkeys, holiday feasts, and everyday eating. Great steaks, house-made sausage, and prepared foods, too. Delaware is not just a market, it's a celebration of taste, quality, and old-fashioned customer service with a smile. Sign up for their weekly email flyer at DelawareChicken.com and tell them Mike Mayo and the Lunchbox sent you. When the Brooklyn boy in me wants a great bagel with lox, matzo ball soup, deli sandwich, and rugelach, you know where I go? Grandpa's Restaurant in Dania Beach. It's a South Florida institution since 1957 that was revamped a few years back by a pair of New York bagel baking legends. Full deli and appetizing case with spreads, salads, and platters for takeout and catering. Grandpa's is near Federal Highway, just north of Sterling Road, open 7 days for breakfast and lunch. Go eat and enjoy. It's Mike Mayo's Lunchbox approved. For the finest and authentic Greek cuisine, Taverna Kima is the place to go. 6298 North Federal Highway in Boca Raton. It's been around for nearly 2 decades. Every day is a feast with grilled lamb and fish, house-made spinach pie and moussaka, gyros, traditional dips, mezes, with soft, warm pita. It's open 7 days for lunch and dinner with happy hour daily from 3 to 6 p.m., indoor, outdoor, private dining, and they are now featuring a monthly lamb roast brunch on the first Sunday of every month. So celebrate life at Taverna Kima. For reservations. Fresh local fish, a sophisticated setting. I'm talking about Corvina Seafood Grill. It's at 110 Plaza Real South in Boca Raton, just south of Palmetto Park Road. It's the place to go for the freshest and local seafood and fish, some of it with a Peruvian twist like their great ceviches. It's open 7 days for dinner. They also have happy hour 7 days a week. You don't want to miss it. It's a great place. CorvinaBocaRaton.com for more information and Hey, Oh, are we here?
Yeah, we're back.
Here. Oh, we're back. Okay.
Hello.
I don't know what's wrong with me.
It's the end
I
of the
think it's
year.
this whole diet.
Yeah, I gotta get back
You know,
to eating.
your
Sorry,
body
got
is
to, yeah,
your
yeah.
body is cleansing.
Shutting down my brain.
And your brain
It's
cells
in
are
a
going out with
fog.
the
It
toxins.
needs
He's in 1 hour of
pasta.
the diet, and it's already gone.
I know. Well, you know, it's like an addict going. You know, it's going
know,
through
I know.
It's a little
withdrawal.
bit of a
He's
withdrawal
He's going
process
through
here.
withdrawal, but we're here to support you.
He's
Okay,
done well.
thank you.
You haven't
Yes.
touched any of the really heavy food. I give
Well,
you
this
credit.
might help me. I'm going to be talking about brunch. The 12 days of Christmas brunches continues at Batch New Southern Kitchen and Tap in downtown Fort Lauderdale, 525 North Federal Highway. That is something to get into either this weekend or all next week. It's going to be running through the January 5th. Kevin and Brandon do a great job there. I'm sorry, I've got my races going here.
Consistent
There it
rave
is.
reviews for that
Great.
place.
People love
Amazing.
Batch.
Yeah, amazing.
And again, if you want to order for New Year's Eve at home, some seafood, Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market is the place to go. DelawareChicken.com is the website. You can get more details and information there. And last but not least, Nikki,
Yeah.
one of my cheat days coming up, January 29th, a Wednesday, our friends at the Red Meat Lovers Club, Evan Darnell, they are hosting their what they call rib cage battle, but it's actually going to be a meatball battle and a night of boxing at the Delray Beach Boxing Center.
Nice.
Go online to the eventbrite.com website and do a search for Red Meat Lovers Club meatballs. And it's going to be great because our friends Eddie Pizzoli from Prezzo up in Boca and Palm Beach Gardens, they're going to be vying for the best meatball championship belt along with our friends from Sicilian Oven and our friend Peter from Peter's Pizzeria.
Nice.
Drawing rave reviews.
And
Yep.
also a newcomer, a new restaurant where we're going to be doing our show on Monday in Boca Raton. It's called 388 Italian by Mr. Sal. I don't know who Mr. Sal is.
You're doing a lot of like work and advertising, which is I still can't understand why I'm not being paid an appearance fee for coming on the lunchbox.
Oh my
Ruby,
God.
you know, he thinks a Reuben
She is
or
a
a
tough.
Ben.
This is
Are
on
you a-
Mayo.
wait,
A couple of plates.
I
of
make
pasta.
sure there's food
Yeah,
to at
yeah.
least appease you a little
You
bit.
were a journalist.
Yes.
Now, I guess back in the journalism days, you would never be able to take.
But
an
she's
appearance.
not.
Today's
Oh,
my
stop.
day
anymore.
off.
Stop.
Today's my day off.
And she's
Electronic
no longer
media
the
was
day
all
off.
about this.
But
yeah,
what I
yeah.
wanted to ask
Yes.
is, are you a member of the Screen Actors Guild?
I actually deferred my membership a while ago. 'cause I
Oh,
said,
you
okay.
were.
Then I'm
Hey,
sorry,
funny.
you can't get paid scale today.
You're a piece of work.
That's okay.
You can get on a scale. I have to
I
tell
know,
you,
right?
anytime
I
you do the
know.
lunchbox.
Oh,
I used to
man,
be a
no.
member of SAG.
I'll
That's funny.
we're gonna here at the Lunchbox Enterprises, we will spring for your valet park.
In
Oh,
2025,
yay.
in 2025, should we start weighing in before the show? Wouldn't that be like really good drama?
What would be before?
That would
what
be
do we
a great
after?
opening, right?
What would be before?
Louie
What
gets
do
on
we
a scale,
after?
you get on a scale, I get on a scale.
No, no.
All of our guests
no
have to get on
women
a
will
scale.
come to the show.
Yeah, 100%.
You guys thought you were getting chicks before.
No,
Yeah,
You'll
yeah.
definitely not be
There's
getting
no
Our
way.
money
no.
for nothing and our chicks for free.
It's a good song.
It was a great song.
Yes, the scale will be my friend next year. There's going to be big changes afoot. I'm going to shock the world.
Who talked to you? Who got to you?
Well, his
Your
daughter's
daughter?
been on him. Yeah, his
Your
daughter's
daughter
been-
got
There was
got you?
kind of several interventions
Intervention,
this
yeah.
week where everybody's saying, Mike, you really.
Well, you know what?
It's when 4 people come up to you and say you really should get on Ozempic, that,
No,
including
no.
like somewhat strangers.
That's
at
not the
parties.
answer, though. That's not the answer.
Oh no,
Yeah.
I kind of,
No, but
I can take a hint.
that's not.
Don't
a
go to
hint.
any reunions.
That's not
They're all
called a hint
sponsored by
anymore.
Ozempic. now.
there are a lot of good things about the GLP ones, not just the
I know.
Ozempic
Oh,
or whatever.
Yeah, no. I'm
And,
going to be doing some research and
Yeah.
talking to my doctors.
And I think it would be great for you to go to these restaurants and show how you can stay on your plan while
Right.
still
And
eating
still
a
eat
great
things
meal.
to enjoy. That's
And
actually a good angle.
what I understand
Yeah.
about these new wave of drugs is that they curb your appetite. So
Yes.
even though you could still eat like a
Yeah,
delicious
they make you
the
full.
rigatoni,
easier.
Yeah.
but you
Yes.
just have 1 or 2
Yes.
bites,
It
and
also
then you say
keeps you
that
from
was
just being a
satisfying.
glutton.
No, no.
Yes, that's what it does.
It just
It's
keeps you
more
from being a
about like
glutton.
not eating 5 rich meals a day. which,
Yeah. Well,
Kind
now
of
that
a
he's
going,
got a
yeah.
woman, he doesn't have to stress eat anymore.
I got
So
a
So
woman.
that
I
helps.
know a lot of people put together these lists at the end of the year, best stuff, but I have just one list, and it's my worst moment of the year. You want to
Uh-oh.
hear it?
What is your worst one?
Sure.
So I
can't
we
even
got
imagine.
we
I'm
got
trying to
done
think.
with a lunchbox somewhere. I think it was the one when it was batch in Delray Beach, and
Yeah.
I had to go somewhere else like at 5:00. But on the way back on the turnpike, I was like, "Oh wow, Skyline Chili is right here." I kind of did a kind
Wow.
of
Skyline
a hidden
Chili is like
surreptitious
20 minutes
stop.
from the turnpike. It's in Sunrise.
Yeah,
it's
it was a
nowhere
little
near
out
the
of-
turnpike.
it was a little bit further away than I anticipated.
You had to drive to Cincinnati to get there. Let's
Yeah, but what are you
let's admit it.
But
I
I
mean, come on.
snuck
on.
in
Oh,
a
it's a-
quick
Skyline Chili
four-way.
is right around the corner, Nicky.
Wow.
Let's go.
and I felt shameful.
Imagine you're dating this
And
guy.
then that's when I realized that was rock bottom. And it's time for a new me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's an epiphany.
That's an epiphany.
Yeah.
Rock
All right.
bottom was last night at me and the apple pie.
Yeah,
Nice.
man.
Yeah, with me, it was New York OTB when I was in Jamaica, and I realized I'm one of these guys.
That's it. A little self-awareness goes a long way.
Yeah,
And,
I love
yeah.
these
finally
guys.
gotten there. All right,
We love you.
everybody.
Happy New
Enjoy
Year,
the
everybody.
weekend.
Okay, if we don't
Please
see Monday.
drive safely. Be safe.
Fun
Happy
to be
New
a
Year,
degenerate.
everybody. Yeah.
Monday from
388
388 Italian in Boca. And until then,
a great
enjoy
weekend.
every sandwich. Thanks to Nikki.
It's Ruben's
Thank you,
great,
Nikki.
by the way.
Happy New Year.
Yeah.
Be safe. Be healthy.
Special guest.
Be kind.